What is up, everybody or everyone? We are back again. It is a Tuesday night. I am trying to finish up the little expose 2020 um Kouri Richins trial. Um they called it Murder She Wrote. I'm trying to finish that up. We're using the global music fusion video. I just want to get in the habit of if I have a two-part thing that I finish the two-part thing and I'm not going to move on until I finish this. Even though honestly the rest of the internet has moved on. I think you guys are on to the Afro Man case, which is gone and finished. You're on to, I think, like Kelsey Fitzsimmons. There's a bunch of stuff that the world has moved on to. I don't want to do it until I finish this. This is my task. I have to finish this. So bear with me. We're going to finish this. I'm going to post this. And this is really just to train me to start and finish stuff when I started. That's really all it is. So we're gonna pick up from where we left off. Um, I believe right now, Corey, where they are in the story right now, he Eric has just changed everything. He has passed. Everyone is kind of figuring everything out. It's like a year later. She is just did the interview on Utah's Morning America, whatever they call it. Good Morning Utah, Wake Up Utah, whatever they call it. She just wrote the book and did all of that. And the next day they arrested her. And then maybe 2 days after that, she found out, or maybe the next day, I think she found out that Eric changed his will, put everything that he owns into a trust, and that his sister owns the trust. And from what this is saying, Corey went sick. Okay, they had to call the cops. So they tell her like, "Hey, he did change it," and you. They pretty much told her, "You can stay in the house, you can live in the house, you will be cared for, but my sister is in control of the money." And guess what? His sister don't like her that much. That's in my opinion. That's what I'm seeing from how they treated her at the wedding. But let's pick it up from where we left off. Please, please, if you see this, leave me a like, a comment. Maybe share it if you can. It'd be dope. Um, we're really just training ourselves on how to do this. We will get better as time goes on. The first part of this, I actually edited it. Okay, that shit took forever. You people who don't have a crew behind you, who don't have a whole production crew. I am the producer, editor, director, star, everything for this. I get why people go to school for this. That editing shit is no joke. So please leave a like. I'm gonna edit this one too. We are keeping this down to 20 minutes. Where's my? I can't see the clock. And I've already wasted 3. So let's go. Let's go. All right. It stopped so abruptly. I have to fix that. It's funny to me. But here we are. Let's pick up from where we left off. I think we're at maybe a couple seconds off from where we left off last.
But at this point, the mansion is far from finished. Kouri Richins commissioned this YouTube video of the house construction. It even included a virtual view of the planned luxe amenities.
Kouri had talked about turning the Midway Mansion into an event space where people could have weddings. It needed a lot of work, estimated to be a couple million.
Kouri is allegedly making all of this work through hard money loans. And these are loans that are short term. They cost more. They tend to be riskier.
But Kouri didn't have money from Eric's estate to help, and eventually lost the mansion to foreclosure.
The fallout from Kouri's financial strain allegedly ends up harming one of her best friends, a woman named Chelsea Barney.
Yeah, man, she did her girl Chelsea dirty. Chelsea got that face like I got done dirty face. Okay, that my girl played me, she ruined my life. Chelsea wanted to buy a house, and in the she got a girl Kouri saying she a realtor. I'll put you in a house. Don't worry. I think they're gonna explain it next, but the way it was explained in the trial, Kouri told her, "Here, you can live. I'll sell you one of my houses. Um, I'll put your name on the deed. You give me the down payment. I'll put the loan in my name, but your name will be in the deed. You pay the mortgage." She had her sign everything, took it all in, never turned in the deed. So the house was never in her friend's name. But Kouri took her money and used it to try to cover some of her other debts. Now, Kouri was in trouble, okay? She was taking out payday loans, which those is for the brokest of the broke of us. Not necessarily broke, but you have to be in desperate need to do a payday loan because you will never pay back a payday loan. You will forever. You are an indigent servant if you take out a payday loan. Like I have it. Somebody they'd have to have my kid held hostage, and this is the only way I could get the money. You do not do payday loans. But they'll probably explain what happened to Kelsey.
Kouri's been helping her best friend buy a home, her first home. So she says, look, I'll get the loan, you'll sign the deed, the home will be yours, and you can pay the mortgage each month. She was a waitress and a manager at a restaurant, and she had saved all of her tip money for years.
She gave Kouri $45,000 as a down payment.
She was always on time with her payment. And so when all of a sudden she was getting notices that her home might be in trouble, she called and asked for a copy of the deed.
Essentially, Chelsea had found out that the deed was never properly filed with the county.
She never was the owner of the home.
And I don't get why Kouri did her like that. Like, even if, right, even if you took her money and did other stuff with it, why wouldn't you turn in the deed to the house? Like, why wouldn't you still put it in her name so she'd be straight? Like, make sure she's okay, because, you know, that is your best friend. Like, why wouldn't you? Yeah, I don't get why she did her like that. Like, I don't get what her end game was to play her friend like that.
The house is foreclosed on. Chelsea and her family are evicted. And to add insult to injury, all this money she saved up to buy this home.
Not even all the money she saved. She was still paying the mortgage on that loan, on whatever. I don't even know what she was still paying a mortgage. She was probably just paying one of her bills, just one of the bills that she owned. Like, you know what else is kind of messed up? Whoever went in and bought the house was just like, yeah, whatever. I bet whoever bought the house knew what the situation was, bought it anyway, and put them out. Like, that's insane. Let me keep going because I'm gonna get caught up in this part. This part hurt me the most.
It's gone.
And there's another family who also say their dealings with Kouri did not end well.
We just bought a house. We are home.
Taryn and Alec Wright buy this home for their family. It's been remodeled. There's a view of the mountains. It has a great yard.
But once they were in that home, they discovered a major problem.
They claim they find mold in the walls, and they say there was water coming in and that everyone in the family got sick. Nosebleeds, asthma, really unpleasant stuff.
Kouri denied that she had any knowledge of any problems with the home and that the home had been inspected prior to their closing on it.
The Wrights filed a lawsuit and told 2020 they lost their house to foreclosure, saying they've been financially ruined by the cost of a long-term temporary rental while still paying for that home.
Meanwhile, there are people who are starting to say out loud what only a few knew, that Eric had gotten ill in the past and he suspected Kouri was behind it.
Eric and Kouri were on a trip to Greece in 2019.
They were out having dinner one night, and everyone was ordering drinks. Eric had just recently got Lyme's disease from a hunting trip. He's taking medication for it. On that medication, you're not allowed to have alcohol.
Lyme disease, not Lyme's. Lyme.
It will make you very, very sick. Eric ordered a virgin drink. When they brought it over, he tasted it and said that he thought that there was alcohol in it. He started not feeling well, and they ran up to the hotel room.
He called his sister Katie and told her that he thought that Kouri had tried to poison him.
I don't believe Eric said that. I don't believe he ever said that. They were in a restaurant when he got sick, so the only one serving him was a waitress.
Then actually on Valentine's Day of 2022, so only weeks before his death, Kouri had ordered a sandwich from a local diner.
The server answered the phone and a to-go order was placed, a Bald Mountain Bagel sandwich. Which is just a toasted bagel with bacon, egg, and cheese, avocado, and sliced tomato.
That avocado, man.
12 minutes later, Kouri came in and picked it up and paid for it.
When she left the sandwich for him, she left a note, basically just saying, "Happy Valentine's Day, I love you."
After just a single bite, Eric seemed to believe he was having an allergic reaction. He used his son's EpiPen, took some Benadryl, and went to sleep. And when he woke up, he texted friends. "You almost lost me this time. I think she might have poisoned me."
And police are about to learn just where that poison could be coming from.
Ooh, it's getting juicy.
Kouri came to me about a year after she said her husband had died. All she had said was that he passed away and she was ready for some new family photos. So she wanted to get her hair done to look cute in the pictures with her sons. I was really impressed with how she was handling that situation with her little boys and how much she was doing with her life. Kouri spent 5 or 6 hours in my chair. We did a full color on her and then we did her extension install after that. I think she ended up spending around $2,900.
You hairdressers is getting $2,900. Y'all adding an extension to every strand. Every strand of hair got an extension to it. That's I will. I don't think I'll ever be a high-end girly. I could never see myself spending that much. I hope she still got them extensions in. That's why her hair was that shit would have been lasting years. She better still have them extensions in her hair right now in jail. Them highlights is gone. Okay, gone. My ass would have been looking like Rapunzel.
It's been a year since Eric Richins' death, and Kouri is moving on with life. But Eric's family, however, is frustrated. They say they're not seeing progress in the investigation, and they're dealing with the back and forth lawsuits over the estate. So they decide to hire a private investigator.
This PI pulls phone records, looks at thousands of text messages, pulls electronics, gets cell phone data.
So when the private investigator gets into these phone records, he discovers that there are essentially 3 people that Kouri is communicating with all the time. One is Eric, the other is her mother, and the third person is a woman named Carmen Lauber.
This is between the months right before and right after Eric Richins dies. So why is Kouri talking to Carmen Lauber so much?
Carmen worked for my sister cleaning houses and cleaning the fix and flips. And Kouri would call her and say, hey, I need you to go to this address, clean this house.
This woman has a checkered past, including a whole bunch of drug stuff.
With the information that the private investigators gathered, he's forwarding all of that to the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
A new lead detective is put on the case, Detective Jeff O'Driscoll, and his theory is to start over, start fresh.
Carmen is in a court-ordered drug program, and Detective O'Driscoll takes the opportunity to search her trash. He finds drug paraphernalia, and that's a violation. Now he's got probable cause to search her home.
I know that she is, if I was Carmen, I'd be pissed at Kouri. I get you what you want, what you need. And this is what you bring down to me. I'm chilling. I'm moving my way through drug court. I'm doing what I gotta do. Now you got the po-po coming, looking through my trash. They not bothering me. They do not care about me. Okay, the police have no care in the world for me and what I'm doing until they find out I do that for you. Now you done did what you did, and they want you so bad. They about to violate me. They following me to the movies and shit. All types of stuff now. I can't move now because of you. Kouri lucky she ain't get her ass beat.
Not only do they find enough evidence to bring drug charges, they find a gun, and she's not allowed to have one since she's a convicted felon. And they notice something that stops them in their tracks. They're looking at a wall full of inspirational sayings that she's posted, and they see, taped to a mirror, a copy of Eric's obituary.
At this point, they've really zeroed in on Kouri as being, the prime suspect to Eric's passing, and they need somebody to kind of connect those dots. Without Carmen, police really didn't have much of a case.
So can Carmen tell them if Kouri had any connection to the fentanyl?
Write down something as far as you remember it right now, and then we can work on the details as we continue to talk about it, as we check phone records, as we, do all our part, our side to corroborate what you're saying, right?
Hey, no, anything I just told you, I probably wouldn't remember that order I told you in.
It's okay, and that's fine, because you know what? We want to make sure we get the right story. And so the way you're remembering it is all you can give us. You can't make something up that you don't remember, right?
Right.
She tells police that not only has Kouri asked her to get fentanyl, but she did so on 2 separate occasions, and she even said things like, the first batch wasn't strong enough.
The thought was insinuated that she wanted you to get something that somebody could die from.
I know one thing, that when we got one, it wasn't dark enough. I don't even know how fentanyl really goes.
Carmen explained she got one set of drugs sometime in February and then was asked to get stronger stuff, and then got another dose of drugs a second time around.
So Carmen's facing prosecution and years of prison time.
The only exception to that, and the only thing that they're willing to kind of
help you out with is if you can help us out with this. And by so, he means like, give us the details that will ensure Kouri gets convicted of murder.
Oh my God.
This is a serious case, Norman. I'm not
that
trying
is
to...
way more of my...
I know.
You got Carmen who's looking at
I don't, bro. I ain't going down. I'm not going down for Kouri. I don't know, bro. Like, I get what the family's saying, like y'all putting words in her mouth, but are they really? They never denied Kouri calling her and asking her for drugs. Like, they never denied that. And then Kouri never got on the stand, so they couldn't really ask her. But when it all comes down to it, she called Kouri, she called Carmen to get her stuff around Valentine's Day. He thinks he got poisoned on Valentine's Day, but didn't. He ended up being all right. She has another conversation after Valentine's Day saying, hey, that wasn't strong enough. Could you get me more? Get me that MJ stuff. Which is so... Give me that MJ stuff. And she gets that, and then that's that. That's why, you know what? I noticed something about, even with the Adelson case, I had said to myself, Catherine McBanois from the Adelson case, she ruined her shit messing around with Charlie, thinking he's a thug, thinking he a gangster. She threw her life, her baby daddy life, the guy they killed life, like, in the trash, like, threw their life away. All because people want to use them for their connections to the hood. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like if you're out here, if you cleaning houses, if you're a contractor and all of this other stuff, and your boss or somebody comes to you and is like, hey, you know somebody that could ... fill in the blanks, you know somebody that could doop, tell them, nah. Do not participate. I got some investors that need ... Can you get it for me? Absolutely not. Who do you think I am? I am a working person just trying to make it out here. I'm cleaning these houses. I got babies. Absolutely not. I don't know. If Carmen would have said that, this dude, I don't know, she was kind of determined, but it wouldn't have been on her. For real, for real. Don't ask me if I know anybody. I don't know nothing about these streets. I'm not in the streets. I'm in my house.
$25 years to life for drug charges and gun charges. She's going to tell the cops whatever they want to hear. And they're making a plea deal.
The goal is to convict Kouri.
Yeah, bro, but they were having these conversations. That part ain't made up. That's the problem. You're ignoring the part where Kouri was calling her. Where they all met, they got their phones pinging and meeting up places. They got her phone calling Kouri. And then they got Carmen talking to Kouri. Phone and Facebook messages, right? Then they got Carmen calling her person, like, hey, don't you know somebody? And that person calling that person, and then that person calling Carmen. They got them traveling together to get it. They got her getting it. Then they got her bringing it to meet Kouri somewhere. I think they got her dropping it off, and then they got Kouri going to pick it up. They got her. And they would not have got her if they had left it up to that detective. Thank God for homeboy with the neck brace. Ooh.
For an aggravated murder. These parallel drug investigations, those aren't a priority.
Carmen says her dealer was Robert Crozier. He's already in custody for other drug crimes, and he's also detoxing. He says that he and Carmen would meet at a gas station where he would sell her the drugs. Carmen says she would hide the drugs at one of the houses Kouri was trying to flip. Crozier says it wasn't a regular thing.
Yeah, I met her just 2 times. I think I talked to her a couple more times after, but just to see, you know what I mean? Hey, you know, because when somebody's spending, you know what I mean, you know, $500-600
Is that what 30 would run about $500 or $600?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
It's not just the drug sales themselves, it's the timing.
There were, 30 text messages.
Carmen got them shits for $500 or $600, and I think she charged Kouri like 13. Stop playing. Carmen was acting slow, but her ass ain't slow.
Messages exchanged between Carmen and Kouri on Valentine's Day 2022, the day of that infamous.
Carmen should have had her ass in the house anyway. You looking like somebody out here in these streets. That's why your asses need to be home, going to work, and drug court, and that's it. That's all you need to be doing. Out here. I can get you something, yeah.
Sandwich.
And the other date is February 26th, which is right before Eric's death.
Now law enforcement has the drug link through Carmen, and they have the financial information.
Kouri Richins was in massive debt. She was trying to funnel money back into her own real estate and house flipping business.
You add this all up, and it's finally enough for police to make their move.
A woman who wrote a children's book about grief after the death of her husband now faces charges for his.
She look like she's smirking. She look like almost got away with it. Almost.
Murder.
Kouri Richins is charged with 1 count of aggravated murder and 3 counts of possession of narcotics with intention to distribute.
I woke up in the morning to headlines of Utah mom and children's grief book author arrested and charged with murder.
It was shocking. It was unbelievable.
I just couldn't fathom it. Like, not Kouri. You know, why? Why her? Like, it just became this huge story because she wrote that children's book.
They are trying to ruin and convict an innocent mother.
The simplest answer is often the correct one. It was most likely an accidental overdose.
I will take it to my grave that Kouri did not do this. I, too, believe it's an accidental overdose.
For Kouri Richins, she's either victim or killer. There is nothing in between. Is she a widow who had lost her husband and the father of her children tragically, or did she plan this all out to get from under some massive debt?
In my experience, money and love are 2 of the most powerful motivators for a murder. Now, police know about the money, and there may be a romantic angle as well. If Kouri wasn't with Eric on Valentine's Day, and she wasn't, who was she with?
Kouri. This man was broken up during trial. I don't know if he was embarrassed by them texts or just remembering the feelings when he was sending them text messages, but my man was heartbroken. Okay, when I say heartbroken, I mean heart was broken in 2 halves. Half by half, by half by half. The eighths.
My kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different.
I think that's the only thing that made this so like sensational. Like, we keep going back to this. All right. My girl was a hustler. She was trying to get her hustle on and come up with some money. Because she had to, because she owed millions. Which is crazy because she she was really only able to take out all of that money because of who her husband was, because of his credit, really. If she didn't have his name and his accounts to like forge her shit, because that's what she ended up getting charged with too. She was using forged documents of his account to look like her account when she would go ask for these loans. Millions. Ugh. It's just so gross because everything she wanted, she actually had. She just had to take her time. Like, she got with him, got her master's degree. That's no small thing. Had she not been with him, she probably maybe would have been able to get associate's bachelor's. She might not have been able to get her master's. And she probably hustled her way through that, but who cares? She got it. Okay, she got a real estate license, all right? So that alone was you already doing better than you did before. You've already moved yourself up in society now. It might have been harder, but you at that point you made it, Corey. You just could have took your time, flipped one house at a time, slowly made the money, slowly build your own wealth without taking from Eric. You didn't have to take from him because you were doing it. That's what's kind of tragic to me about it. You were doing it. You had everything. You literally had all the tools that you needed to survive minus his money had you not put yourself in all of that debt. I don't think she just didn't have anybody to be like, yo, you got this. You can do it. You'll be fine. It just won't be at the level it is with his money, which is his money. He made it. I know he went down to Mexico, learned some shit from the Mexicans, and came back and started his own masonry business. I know how that worked. So you do what you have to do. And then even if you divorced him, he could never take your degree away from you. He could never take your license away from you. So you had the tools to make it. I don't know. I'm hitting 32 minutes now. I want to be able to post this and do it up. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a part 3 if we feel like it. I don't know if we really gonna feel like it. This is like an hour and some change long, and we ain't even get to court yet. Okay? It's 4 years later, and then she goes to court. I don't even know what they still got to talk about after this. I think after this, we talk about the letter that she wrote to her brother while she was in jail. I wonder if the brother has something to say about that. Okay? Let's see. Let's see if they talk about that.
Point, but still, naturally, you're thinking, can I believe what she said? On May 8th, 2023, Kouri is arrested and charged with the aggravated murder of her husband, as well as several counts of possession of illicit drugs with the intent to distribute.
Finding that out was such
Kid as, and finally, what is a lethal dose of fentanyl?
Those internet searches did not come until after.
Google be getting you every time. I don't know what else. Use another thing to look shit up. I don't know. Go grab somebody else's phone. Have a conversation and have somebody else look it up. Stop searching shit on Google. Yes. Okay. Yes. The answer is yes. Can they check your phone after you delete it? Yes. Okay. Can they can you delete your phone from someplace else? No. Okay, can they pick up deleted messages? Yes. I just it's crazy. Stop it. Okay, don't Google nothing. If you're thinking it in your head and you have to Google it, just already know you're caught. At that point, you're caught. That's probable cause. Okay, don't Google it, please. Right here. I think they about to talk about the letter right here.
Appears to be a stunning discovery.
Deputies did what's called tossing her cell, where they go in, they essentially perform a search, and they found a letter that the prosecution believed to be very, very significant in the case.
Since her arrest, Kouri Richins, the aspiring writer, is being held in Utah Summit County Jail, and she's at it again.
During a sweep of Kouri's cell, an officer uncovers a 4-page letter. At the top of the first page, it says, "Walk the dog," with an exclamation point. And prosecutors argue that this letter is a message for Kouri's mother to relay to her brother Ronnie what he needs to say to help get her off.
It reads in part, "Here's what I'm thinking, but you have to talk to Ronnie. He would probably have to testify to this. Eric told Ronnie he gets pain pills and fentanyl from Mexico from the workers at the ranch. Reword this however he needs to make the point with Mexico and drugs."
Prosecutors say this is evidence of witness tampering, of influencing a person's testimony that could potentially take.
All right, bro, what you got to say about that? That's really all I'm here for. And then after that, I'm ending this.
Stand in her case and providing a story that is alternative to how Eric had gone to Mexico and possibly obtained drugs while there.
Of course, that's hugely significant from the perspective of detectives and the prosecution.
I mean, she just explained to me that it was some fairy tale book that was loosely based on what's going on, but there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that makes it very obvious that it's not true.
Kouri has always maintained that the Walk the Dog letter was part of a greater manuscript. Not only was it attorney-client communication, it was also attorney work product. Is this damaging? Does she admit that she committed murder in it? Absolutely not.
So the question becomes whether a jury will see this as Kouri insists, as a fictional manuscript, or further.
Why would you tell? Come on, Kouri, you better than this. You're a better liar than this. I don't like bros. That's all he can say. Yeah, man, she was writing a story. She was working on a book. Working on a book. Because clearly that don't make no damn sense. At that point, they got to know their sister's a liar. And maybe she did this. Because why are you asking me to lie? Clearly you're writing a book. Because I know you're not asking me to lie. Yeah, I'm writing a book. Yes, that's a story.
Evidence of her guilt.
First with the death of her husband and this children's book, Are You With Me? And now with this 4-page letter, you see Kouri writing herself into the plot. It is Kouri's own written word that prosecutors keep coming back to as evidence that she is, in fact, at the center of this.
The Camas mom, accused of killing her husband and then writing a children's book about grief, is facing more criminal charges.
All right, I'm going to end this here. Where are we at? We're going to end this here. They're going to get into the court stuff, which was kind of juicy a little bit. Sky ended up, for some reason, having to leave the case. After that, I would have left it too. What are we doing, Kouri? I'm trying to root for you. We're rooting for you. I'm trying. But she did that shit. There's no I mean, all of that could have been true, but not really. I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't know. It's craziness. She had it. Yo. She had everything. She could have been a single mom out here. She could have been a divorced woman because he would have took care of his kids. Even if he didn't give her anything, right? Even if he didn't give her millions, I'm pretty sure Eric was the type of dude that he would have made sure she had a nice place to stay. Okay, he would have made sure his kids had a nice place to stay when they went to her house. He would have made sure she had money to take care of herself. I don't think he would have divorced her and just left her in the hood somewhere with his boys. I don't think he would have did that. Or maybe his sisters seem a little diabolical. Like they would have been like, don't give her shit, let her suffer, and then you're the better parent, take the kids from her. Maybe the sisters would have did that, but I don't think he would have did that. I think he would have made sure she was okay. As long as she wasn't cheating, which she kind of was cheating. Kouri. You made your life so hard. Way harder than it needed to be. You had it, Kouri. You had it all. You could have had it all. Rolling in the deep. She would have just took her time flipping the houses and just divorce him if you don't want to be with him. Because even if you didn't have, I'm going to say it again, even if you didn't have all of the money, you had all of the tools so that you could make your own money. But no, you got greedy. You got unwise. You rushed the gun. You were trying to put yourself at his status, money-wise, too fast. Yeah, well, let me know what you guys think. Not many people are talking about this anymore. I don't really expect to get a bunch of views or whatever from it, but let me know what you guys think. This is going too long. I wanna just gonna end it now. Like, comment, share if you can. Let me know all the good stuff, all of the good things. Let me know what you think. Just in general, how am I doing? Do I have the flair needed for this? Let me know. All right, we're gonna get all the way out of here now. All right, deuces. Maybe we'll do another one tonight. Who knows?